Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. Wonder of wonders, it's actually the day after I said we're going to try and get one up tomorrow. That would make it tomorrow, and we're actually going to try to get one up. My God. Fantastic. So we've got a couple of things here. We need to go rescue the captured soldier, who I think will be at that fortification. I'm thinking they're going to be at the fortification right here outside of the Gastinon, the place where we release the where we jam the gate and destroyed the catapults and ballistae. Believing that's where that's going to be. So we will give that a try. Alright, the phone's quit ringing, so we will continue now. Actually, reading it says that they are on Amon Angened, southeast of the Ekkad Sirion. Ekkad Sirion's where we are right here, so southeast, I think it may be that fortress right there. The tower you see showing on the map, I believe that is where we are going to need to head, so that is where we're going to head right now. And then once we finish that up, we will come back. Actually, there's a few conversations that happen in here in the landing area that I want to catch and record before we leave, and they are no longer available. So we will do that. We'll come back and catch the conversations, and then we will go and talk to Commander Furgum, and we will head on over into the Hilltop Assault and move further into Mirkwood. Have to keep remembering where we are. Alright, where are we going to head here? It looks like, I think if we just follow this road, we should be able to follow it until we get to almost to the river, and then we are going to turn back toward the north. So we'll just follow the path. As you see, there are invisible goblins along here. The goblin scouts are all along here and well hidden. Fortunately, we see them before they see us, and with our sneak skill, they may not even see us at all. So do we turn here? I think we may turn here. Let's take a look. Yep. Turn here. See, there's another scout hiding over there in the bushes. We will continue right on up here. We should see the tower showing up here very shortly. Is that it off to our left? Is that it up there? Is that the tower that they may be being held in? If they are, that is going to be a bit of a bugger to get into. Let's see here. We may have to figure out how we approach this thing. We may have to approach it from the gate or something. Let's see. We will circle the rock. See, it's up there on top of that hill. There's a warrior up there. So let's circle around the rock here and see if we can find a climbable side. Here we go. Looks like we're coming across something here. Coming across land that is a little bit more navigable. Continue on around. This is quite the hill. Amon, of course, is the word for hill in Elvish. The most, probably the most notable ones in the book, The Lord of the Rings, would be, Amon Angened, and there's one more. It's the two hills there at the Ramas, the giant statues on the borders of Gondor. Remember, there are two statues there, the two giant statues in the Ramas who guard the passage and warn you that you are going into royal lands, heading into Gondorian lands. And there's two hills there. One of them is the Hill of Sight, and one of them is the Hill of Hearing, I think. You know, Amon Angened, and I can't remember what the other one is called. It's the hill where, one of them at the hill where Frodo goes up there wearing the ring, and he can see all the... There we go, we did figure it out. He can see all the preparations that Sauron is making. Tell you what, let's take out this guy. You can see the various preparations that Sauron is making for war while he's up there. Of course, it is somewhat true that he can see that sort of thing, but it's also a trick of the ring. Meaning the ring is just like the Palantir that Denethor had. That it's going to try and show you the evil stuff to break your spirit. And break your spirit and decrease your will. And make it so that you can't... Make it so that you don't have the will to fight anymore. Alright, let's get right on around the corner here. Once again, make them come to us always. Now, there's the warg. Here we go. Good. Take it out now. And move on into Amon Angened. I don't know if it's just a matter of the gate guards being that good at their job. Alright, healing up. Let's see if using this will get those effects off of us. Yep, I think so. I think it cleared off all the bad effects that the orcs had put on us. The only thing I'm concerned about this is that it's going to be an escort mission. We will see. But yeah, that's the first thing that pops to mind is the Amon Angened, which is, I think, the one. Okay, I see a captured prisoner right over here against this tree. Captured soldier. Alright, let's see. Good lord. We're going to take on like 3 of them. Lord. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take you on. Maybe just the 2. Alright, let's come back over this way. So try not to pull that warg on us. Ah, crap. The warg's going to come riding right down here on top of us anyway, isn't he? Thank you, warg. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. I was playing some classic WoW and was wondering with it, you notice there whenever we finished up one that we immediately hopped on to the next one, and I noticed playing the classic WoW, the vanilla WoW that I was playing, that it didn't automatically do that. Alright, and you see down here, defeated the wounded soldier. The wounded soldier is just off the side of the hill there. Ooh, look at there. You can see the great river in the distance. There's the trees of Lothlorien. Agarin sent you here. Well, I went up to bait your bravery, friend Hobbit, but let us fly swiftly. Let us make haste. They shall all be upon us in a moment. Yep. It is an escort mission. At least we've cleared it out somewhat before we took him on. Brought him into the battle. And he doesn't seem to be that terribly injured. Looks like he's just captured, not actually hurt bad. And he's not a bad fighter either. Oh god. Tell me that you're like at least trying to fight the same thing I'm fighting. Or did you have something spawn beside you over there? Where'd you go? Where the hell are you? I have no idea where this guy went. There he is, way down there. Good God, what are you doing down there? My God, an escort that runs for the exit instead of trying the other camps? No wonder I'm so confused. Can I just puzzle you? Yeah, I can. Now, let's take this guy out. Oh, me. There we go. Shouldn't be much longer, and you should no longer be a problem. Alright. Should have expected you'd break my mez instead of running off with him. All right, come on. Got a little bit of lag there. Things did not want to complete. Yeah, don't go running back up the hill. Fly, you fool. And why don't you heal up while we're at it, too? I should be able to make it back from here. Take care, my friend. You have rescued one of the captured soldiers. Very good, very good. All right, we are going to head back to the Ekad Sirion over there. Whee! And we will see you when we get back to camp. And like I said, once we're back in camp, we will probably... Let's see, which way do I need to go? We need to head to the west. When we get back to camp, we will probably wander around in there and pick up some of the conversations that are occurring between the NPCs. So we'll have those recorded before we finish up the battle here and this whole instance of the Mirk-Eaves goes away. So I will see you back in camp. We're approaching through the banners once more. Let us go talk to Agoran. Where would they be? I think that is the healer, isn't it? The lore master. Yes, there we go.
What do you need?
So, the rescue attempt was a success. My thanks to you, Gnarlo. Now Furgam can launch his assault upon that fortress without fear for our brethren. Nice. Okay. Now, let's look around here. Said I am going to just wander around. I think there's a conversation that occurs between the commander and the captain here. I know that the lore master wanders back and forth between the groups saying stuff. And I think there's a conversation between the supply officer or the provisions officer and some of the things. Maybe one of the sentinels, perhaps. Let's see here. When I catch one of them, I will bring y'all on into the conversation. Alright guys, I've tried my best, but unfortunately I think handing in that last quest before we go on the hilltop assault, I think if I had held off on it, the one with the escaped prisoner, or captured prisoner, that we would have seen the animations. There's one in particular that happens between Lomdugnir here. He goes over, it's just like I haven't seen the scouts. Almost every time I would zone into the zone here, the captains. Once I would zone in, if I came in through the boat or if I was way off on the other side and I came back here, as soon as the Ekad Sirion here loaded back into the memory, I would come up here and the captains would all be running up from the shore once more to assemble in front of Furgam. And if I came over here on this way, Lomdugnir here would be wandering around in the camp. He would go over there and say something about, we need provisions, to the supply officer. And the supply officer says something back to him about how they have no manpower. You know, there was no way to bring it up. There's so many supplies that are waiting to be brought up. And Lomdugnir says something about, I will see about if I can find you some help then. And comes over here, talks to either the healer or the scout commander as well about seeing if we could round up some of the not so heavily wounded soldiers to get them to help unload the boats. So we miss out on all that. I think because there's no quest left except for the hilltop assault. I saw all that happen one last time. I came in the middle of his conversation. He was, whoops, hang on. He's moving. He is finally moving. There it is. Yes, Lomdugnir, what is it? My apologies, Amrowin, but Furgam is becoming impatient. The situation with our supplies is becoming dire as the battle wears on. Your supplies are here, Captain, but it will be hours before they can be unloaded and made ready. There's no proper dock here. The pace of unloading is slow. There's no way my people can keep up. We will have many more wounded shortly. If we do not have proper materials to aid them, there will be a great toll to account for. Perhaps Firgam should mention that to the Lord and Lady, Captain. This was their idea, was it not? We have had less than a week to prepare for a full-scale invasion, and my workers are already exhausted. This whole plan is folly, and I will not have you or mighty Firgam place the death of your soldiers upon me. Forgive me, Arwen. The last few days have taken their toll on all of us. Just do what you can, and I will see if some of the less seriously wounded can be tasked to aid you in the unloading. Alright, we did catch it. Good Lord. That took about an hour of wandering around, going back and forth between these, unloading it, heading over yonder to the gate, and coming with the Gastanon, and coming back, going over there, catching a boat back and forth for Lothlorien. Finally, we got to see the thing. Okay. They talk awful fast, though, as you saw there. It's like if I didn't have the words down here in the scroll box, I would never have caught that. Okay. So I think we have it. He's come over here to talk to the healers and all to see if some of the less wounded. And we also get to see that Arwen is not overly impressed with the invasion planning by the Lord and the Lady over there. So maybe not all of them, maybe not all of the Lothlorien people have their undying faith and gratitude in the Lord and Lady. Perhaps some of them believe that this is a very ill-fated mission. We shall see. We shall hope that it doesn't turn out that way. All right, let us go on up here. The only thing that we have got left to do now is come and talk to Firgam and see about the hilltop assault. So let's see if we can carry that on out. Alright, we stand ready to march. Will you join us, Gnarlo? Battle awaits. Alright, remember that this finishes up the assault on the Mirk-Eaves. After this, none of the quests that you've seen us do will be available here anymore. So if you want to get any of the optional quests done, do them before you do this. This will change at this point. We will no longer be coming into the instanced Mirk-Eaves, but we'll be coming into the real Mirk-Eaves after this. And as you see, it is a solo quest. So let us travel now.
The Golden Host is preparing to bring the first act of their invasion on Mirkwood to a close, with an all-out assault upon the hill overlooking the landing.
Alright, so we are attacking up here to, what was the name of this? Amon something. It was the fortress where we came to rescue the captured soldiers. And as you see, they've shut the gates on us. Let's talk to Firgam. See what we're going to do. Now is the time for us to strike. The Uruk commander atop the fortress within is our target. Should he fall, Saul falls the fortress to our claim. If you are prepared in body and mind, then I shall begin the assault. Gonna say good coffee, and it is, but a little bit of cough there. Alright, let us continue the assault and see what happens. Forwards, Maladrim, let the attack begin. I'm going to assume that we're only in a certain part that's coming up the road, and that the rest of the huge force that we saw is attacking the other parts. Let us hope so. Oh, I've lost my cursor here. There we go. That is the only real downside that I ever see to not using the keyboard and using this instead. Sometimes I lose my cursor and all the garbage on the floor, especially like these leaves and all. Alright, they return to their reset place. We charge on up the hill. Let's see if we can't get more up into the midst of them this time. Attack from this side. There we go. Okay. Continue attacking. Come on. Continue attacking. Come on. Oop, let's not attack that guy. Let's attack him. And then, oh, so the archer did come down. A troll holds the gate. Do not waver. Oh, God. Yeah, and tell you what, let's also get over here so when he punches us, we don't go flying down the hill. That way, as you saw there, he'll knock us back against the wall now. So that's that. A hardened war troll. Cool. Only one that has to survive this fight is me and Furgam, of course. And I don't think I truly have to survive it. I think if I get knocked out, you know, get incapacitated in it, I think that I can run back up here to the fight. Ooh, knocked. Stunned for a bit. There we go. I still love that heavy thud it makes. Of course y'all are going to pull both camps at once. Where's Furgam? I'm going to assume that's you up here. But you're the real talkative one. The rest of them go down, the rest of them go down, you know? They shouldn't split into two groups and charge into something like that they're not ready for. Stick with the heroes. Reminds me of Highlander. They won't fight me. They keep running away. Good kid, stand over here next to me. Oh, so they waited for us. The Togrash waited for us. They wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to get our jollies off in this little fight. Good for them. Good for them. Alright, not going bad so far. Not going bad. So where is... Alright, this must be the... Oh, Furgam's already up here fighting away. Another troll has entered the fray. Beware. Well, let's go ahead and take these guys down, shall we? Alrighty. Now he's going to... Now he's going to pull the thing on us. Let's get this guy that's fighting Furgam. I said before, he is the most important one to take out. Troll can pretty much kill everybody else if he wants to. Big thing is just don't get knocked off the mountain. Don't get knocked off the mountain. I'm not going to say anything about how I don't think that the battle is, I'm not going to say anything about how I, don't think the fight's going too bad and how being over-leveled has really chosen to be a great boon, because that's a sure way of dying. Every time I've mentioned in our talisman game to Mindfiend about how well he's doing and how the rolls are going and no way we can possibly lose, that's whenever they decide to have us start rolling ones all the time. Gamer's superstition, of course. Just like the one, don't touch my dice. I never actually had that superstition because I didn't have a problem with other people using their dice. I loved it when my dice were rolling hot. And they'd ask to use them, and they would roll ones and twos. And the next thing you know, I was still rolling my 20s. It always showed how, I always thought it showed how they were my favorites. How the dice were favoring me and not the other people. Just kind of drilled it into home with them. Alright, there's the Togrash commander. There he stands. As it falls, so does this fortress. Victory is at hand. Why do I think something terrible is going to happen? I'm sure he's an elite, but still. There are more reinforcements upon us. Take care. I knew something would happen like that. I knew it wasn't going to be this easy. I'm gonna keep yourself and keep Furgam alive. Uh-oh. Let's, back out. I thought I had a potion I could drink. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Let's retreat. Like I said, we can run back into the battle, I think. Just have to find out where it is. Glad we saw that particular ring there earlier. Came across it whenever I was circling around looking for the way in to get the captured soldier quest. And of course we can't go into stealth because we're already Echad Glamodude. I need Echad Glamodude. I need to get up there. I got a feeling I ran the wrong way. I should have come around the other direction, shouldn't I? Oh, well. Are we going to have to repeat this? I bet we will. Bet we're going to have to redo this one because I should have ran in the opposite direction. I'm taking the long road around. Yes, I am in actual battle this time. So that's what's keeping me from... There we go. Amon Angened. At least it's the actual battle this time that's keeping me from going into stealth instead of the whole, Wow. Earned 274 experience. Something died. Guess we're getting back close enough where we can... Oh, Lord. And now I'm going to have to get past all these things and all at the gate again, aren't I? It's a shame. If I wasn't in battle all this time, I was going to load up my horse. What I will do is I will get close, and I'm going to use my hobbit fake death and just fall down. As soon as we get back in there. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's where we gotta go, right? No, 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 no. Alright, let's... Oh, jeez. I've got to fight all that again. Alright, let me go down. I'm gonna get back out of here. Use my burglar fake death thing. And get all the people off of me. And then we'll go back down and see how the battle goes here. Alright, let's see. Oh, give me a break. Alright, so we ride the main road. Right on the main road toward the Gostanon until we get here, then turn right and go up the hill. And apparently, if we get incapacitated, we apparently respawn on this side, and I should have ran to the left instead of the right. Ah, blast. Alright, we're going to go back down and talk to Furgam again. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I had a healing potion on me down here. One of those high-powered ones. Next time, we're going to drop some Limbus or something. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole fight again. We'll just fight until we get up there to where the commander is. And then we will hop in and see how it goes. Okay, we're working our way back up. We're fighting the gate now. We're going to fight the troll. I just got the thing head count. It's a completed head count. I don't know what that exactly means, what the deed was, but we will certainly take a look at it and let you know. We're not running into as many things this time around. Not only got my healing potions, I found out last time that because I locked my bars, I wasn't paying attention. I had locked my bar to keep me from sliding the little chiclets around, but also that meant is that before the battle, when I drug my healing stuff and all down here, it hadn't stayed. As soon as I gotten out of the inventory, it quickly went back away because I wasn't allowed to change the bars down here. So, it's like, I kind of went and cut off my nose to spite my face there. Alright, we're going to get back into battling our way up here. Alright, we are coming back to the end of the battle with the war troll. He's the guy that comes out and opens the gate as he comes through. And I can't remember, is there more stuff that we got to fight on the way? Yeah, there's some on the steps here, isn't there? And then we get the commander. So as soon as we take this bunch out, I'm going to eat the rations, and we will get that going, so we can have the 5 minutes of rations for our fight against the leader up there and the reinforcements that he pulls on. Said, not only do we have the rations and already, but we've gotten the 2 healing potions on our bottom bar there. So everything should go pretty darn well here. Alright, Pure Gam, where are you at? Alright, here's the last battle. I am going to withdraw out of it. I'm going to eat my rations. Enjoy a little meal here in the middle of the battle, like any good hobbit would. And let us go take on the commander now. Alright. He's calling for reinforcements there. Is that a good meal? Making sure that I have that. I think, yep, cooked food. So that is our meal there. It did show up on the bar. Very good. Oh, good grief. Okay, let's get that one going too. Now, can any of you tanks pull him off of me? My God. Alright, let's get ready to feign death if we have to and get his aggro off of us. We have to go that route. There we go. I'll heal up a little bit and then we'll jump back into the fight. Fjorgam's doing okay. The enemy grow desperate and have thrown their last into the fray. Hold fast. Alright, well, Fjorgam's doing great. I'm going to wait until I heal a little bit. Wait until the commander goes down a little bit. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and pop another morale potion here. No! Damn it! Alright. Remember, let's go this way this time. In fact, let's get our good horse and let's ride up there. As fast as we can. See if we can get in before the battle is completed. Hopefully this isn't going to kick us out. Come on, come on. Come on, up the hill. There we go. We're in combat with all these guys, but we should be able to get past them. Go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on. And the gates are closed again. Blast! Blasting, damn it. Alright, well. We're gonna run on out of here. That gets them off my tail. Just got the rest of the pack there now. Hobbit stealth. I thought I had hide in plain sight. Maybe that doesn't apply on the gambler here. That might not be something I can do. I'm going to keep running down the hill until we get these guys off of us. And they are. Alright, well, you've seen us lose twice now. I'm going to have to try and engage in a little strategy. And I think part of the strategy is to not get his attention on me fully. I think I'm going to have to go in there and see if I can allow myself not to want to be the main heart of the battle. Especially when we get up there with him. And allow them to take the brunt of the fighting. It looks like Furgam can hold his own, so I think I will do that. I'll let Furgam hold his own, and I will just contribute the occasional necessary backstab and that sort of thing. So, once more into the fray, and hopefully we'll be able to show you the end of the Hilltop Assault here in just a moment. Before we go against the commander once more, we're going to take a look and see what this deed's completed. Head count. Defeat enemies in the Mirk-Eaves. We've defeated 100 enemies. We got turbine points. We got the heritage room, which I spent a little while ago for 15,000 item XP and more reputation with the Maladrim. Very good. Alright. We also had some things level up, but nothing that needs to be reforged right now. So we are going to talk to Furgam once more. And as they say, the third time's the charm, right? Remember, this time when we go against the commander, I am not going to draw his full attention on me. I'm going to let the rest of the NPCs tank for me. Let's see how that plan goes. And we've gotten a new deed. Orc and Uruk Slayer. So apparently I've killed enough orcs and uruks now as we are continuing our assault to have completed that deed. We'll have to take a look. I've got a title, Illuminator of Mirkwood. And some helping to clear the darkness out of the Mirk-Eaves here. Down he goes. Alright. One more battle on the steps, and then it'll be time to eat our food again. And then, as I said, we're going to try the new strategy of let the NPCs, and specifically Furgam, tank for us. Amazing. Kind of counterintuitive that it's actually a little harder to see now with all the shadows and all than it was earlier when it was nighttime and we were just sitting here fighting with our lantern on and illuminating the area quite well. Now we got that early morning sun slanting down. We've got all these very high contrast shadows on all the steps here. And it's actually making it rather difficult to pick out the action and who's fighting who up in here. That was a lesson I have to learn later on in Mirkwood here. There's a battle at the last stronghold that the elves have just outside the steps of Dol Guldur. I can't remember the name of it. Alright, we're going to eat. Enjoy our meal. We are going to let them get into the fight and get some good aggro on them. Alright, there we are. I think we've had our meal. We have. Yep, cooked food. So we are going to let them do that. I'm going to let them get some good aggro on them. I'm going to come around behind them and see if I can do a little backstabbing and stuff. Alright, not bad, not bad. Let's run up and do a stab. Like I said, I don't want to do too much damage. That's something I had to learn with a couple of fights that I had with them back in the day. Even on my dwarf, I had to learn to let them do the high damage. Okay, I'll take on the also-rans here. Get them out of the fight. There we go. Furgam's doing fine. Let's let him tank. I had to several times remember, even on my tank, even on my dwarf, that I needed to let them do the fighting. It was a fight where it got very, very tough. And he kept dying, but as soon as I remembered that I had comrades, I didn't have to take on every single thing in the entire battle. It went much better. How are we doing here? He's at about half. Let's see if we can't throw a gamble on him. There we go. Alright, I think we got some more coming in, maybe? More reinforcements? Yes? No? Don't know. It's time for me to start doing a little damage to him. Furgam's taking some hits there. Let's see. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Get on me now. Get on me now. Come on, over here, over here. Hey, why aren't you dropping the heals over there? You were doing so well dropping those heals earlier. There we go. Come on, come on. Did we take him down? I think we did. We took down the commander. Oh, crap. See if we can get the rest of these. That's right. Drop those heals. There you go. Get those heals going. I think they're cheating a little bit, and that I don't think Furgam could actually die in this one. He looked like he didn't have any hit points there for a while. Looked like he didn't have any hit points there for a good long while. Victory, my brethren. The fortress is fallen, and the road to Dol Guldur is ours. Your valiant strength has brought us this day, Gnarlo. With the fall of this Uruk, the orcs are broken, and no strength of theirs can stay our advance until we stand athwart the gates of Dol Guldur itself. Completing this quest will end the assault upon the Mirk-Eaves. Any quest you've not completed in this area will be cancelled and will no longer be accessible afterwards. There we go. I'm wondering if we'll see a little cutscene or something. This fort is ours now, and the orcs have been sent reeling back to cover at the heels of their masters in Dol Guldur. Now we must make haste to claim the roads that lie between the Mirk-Eaves and the Necromancer's dark abode. I plan to make this base amongst the ancient ruins of Emin-Lum, Gnarlo. May fate bring us together again there, for the days ahead shall be consumed with tumult and pain, ere we reach our final goal. You have completed the invasion of Mirkwood Landing. You are now free to explore further into Mirkwood. See if it just takes us back to the updated Mirkwood camp. Yes, it does. Here we are at the Mirk-Eaves now, the Ekad Sirion. And as you see, we now see dwarves moving about. Down here, we've got the healer, but we no longer have all of the dead and dying lying about. Right up here is the stable master, where I thought he would be. Right next to a milestone as well. Let's go ahead and grab the stable master. Sorry, where I thought she would be. Let's see, and do they have... I must wonder why Radagast the Brown would deign to make his home in this dark wood. That is true. I had forgotten about that. This is also Radagast's home. He lives... His home, they don't actually have it here, but his home is not too far away from here in the south Mirkwood, called, the place called Rosgabel. Very different than the one you see in the movie, of course. That was more of a comic relief. As you see, this one, this Radagast is a far more deadly and far more serious Radagast. All right, there we go. And as you see, our friend Furgam has moved further in to Mirkwood. He has set up his camp further in now that we have taken the Mirk-Eaves. So we will be traveling further in ourselves. Let us go and finish up the forward here. Talk to our friend down here at the campfire. Oh Lord, between this and World of Warcraft, they've been trying to throw tongue twisters at me like crazy, haven't they? Alpha-Rimbes. Oh Lord.
For good or ill, we now have no choice but to embark upon this journey.
Your mom and dad were hippies, weren't they? I am glad to see that you survived the opening stage of our assault, Gnarlo. It is thanks in no small part to your efforts that our advance upon Dol Guldur has been only lightly impeded by the servants of the enemy. Our forces now advance through the forest of Mirkwood to claim Iminlum, well to the east, but there is much to be done before we reach it. Gird yourself well, for the blackest of terrors yet stand before us. Alright, we'll finish that. We've got the Invader of Mirkwood title. Let's see here. Deed completed. That would be the Mirkwood landing. And got reputation, gold star, turbine points. Complete the assault. The fortress standing atop Amon Angened is the key to control of the Mirk-Eaves, and its fall secured the landing of the Maladrim as the first step in their assault on Dol Guldur. Fantastic. We also got Orc and Uruk Slayer. We finished that one while we were at it. You have done a great deal to assist the elves of Lorien with their war against the evil servants of Sauron. Orcs and Uruk-hai prowl southern Mirkwood in formidable numbers, waylaying any who are brave enough to penetrate the darkness of the forest. And we had to kill 100 Orcs and Uruks to get that one. Head count here was the same. We had to kill 100 enemies total in the Mirk-Eaves. Legions of enemies stand in the way of the Maladrim as they begin their assault upon Mirkwood. The fewer that escape the landing in the Mirk-Eaves, the fewer that we shall remain to defend the walls of Dol Guldur. And then the Siege of Mirkwood. It is time to execute Lord Celeborn's daring plan and attack upon the fortress of Dol Guldur in the depths of southern Mirkwood. All right. Very nice. Let's see what else we got. We got a deed bestowed, which is, I think, Urk and Orc Slayer advanced. Where do we have to go for that? 200 now. So we've gotten 12 so far, and we need to go to 200. I said they have actually decreased the latest patch, I think, whichever one that came in. Was it patch 18, 19? Whichever one the last patch was. Not the 0.1 or 0.2, but the main patch. Decrease the amount of these Slayer deeds tremendously. As you see, for advance, we need 200. I'll guarantee in the past we would have needed like 500 or 600 for that. So that's a boon in itself. More turbine points, legendary items leveled up, title awarded. What title did we get? Illuminator of Mirkwood. Your defeat of many orcs has helped to dispel some of the darkness of Mirkwood. Let's talk to her, see where we go into...
The Golden Host is ready now to begin the passage into Mirkwood.
Ah, we're still in the forward. It was not easy, Gnarlo, but we have made the crossing and expelled the orcs from their fort atop Amon Angened. The Golden Host is now ready to begin the passage into Mirkwood. I hope we are not wrong in this. A great deal is at stake.
We have made the landing, but now the second party must cross.
There we go. Chapter 1. Plans of the Golden Host. You must now return to Imlad Lelith and tell Breglin that we have seized our first foothold across the river. It is time for the second party to cross, for it is they who hold the stealthy undertaking of bringing Mazog to Dol Guldur in trade for the dwarf prisoners. To launch Officer Kalingoth near the boats will ferry you back to Lothlorien. I will see to the rest of the preparations necessary for Echad Sirion to serve as the camp for our first excursions into Mirkwood. Alright, so there it is. Chapter 1, Plans of the Golden Host. We are going to be traveling back to Mirkwood now. Back over there to Lothlorien, leaving the shores of Mirkwood and crossing the great river once more. So we will do that, but first, we are going to have a smoke and celebrate the fact that we finally figured out how to defeat the fortress there on the top of Amon Angened, which was to quit trying to defeat everything in the fortress. Remember that we were a burglar, and that we did not need to be up to our eyebrows in the battle there. Let the other NPCs tank for us. Although, once again, like I said, fortunately, I think it was a case with Furgam could not die there. As you notice, he was down, he had to have been to 0 points, but, you know, in the description, it did not say, do not let him die. So I think he had plot immunity in this particular battle, I believe. All right, there we go. Like I said, it was going to be a longer one than usual, but we wanted to complete the Mirk-Eaves here. So we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. There won't be another episode until the weekend. I'm back at work for the next 3 days. So I won't be able to devote a large amount of time to LOTRO here. I'll be doing some of the Springfest stuff, and that's about it. But until then, I hope you all have enjoyed it, and we will see y'all this weekend. Thanks for coming along again. Thanks for your comments, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.